So, it looks like Sony has taken some time from creating games that no one is playing and releasing trailers for movies that no one is watching.
That's a lie.
It is a lie, and I take full responsibility for it.
To release a console that no one is buying. Don't you think it's great when billion-dollar companies that are pretty much running on fumes in the eyes of their consumers decides they want to flog you just a wee bit more by releasing an overpriced hunk of plastic? The next gen of gaming is here, and it doesn't come pre-built with a disk drive. Does the article of gamers not owning their game and liking it come to mind?
It's just, you have to force behaviors.
Only true Sony cucks can rationalize in their own smooth minds why they should purchase the newest reasons they're hopelessly single. This thing only exists so that tech bros can upgrade for the sake of upgrade. I mean, it makes sense, right? New console, better fidelity. Better fidelity. Profit. Wow, look, I can see the extra hairs on Aloy's ass cheeks. Well, not really, but the game would have been a lot better if they let us. What a scary world to be in when your video game heroine looks fatter than the Kato avocado. At a whopping 700 buckaroos, you too can enjoy all the exclusive titles the illustrious PlayStation 5 Pro has to offer, like Horizon Zero Dawn, Monster Hunter Rise, God of War Ragnarok, Concord, and Astrobot. Okay, hold on. My sources tell me that the only PS5 exclusive on that list is the mascot game everyone seems to love. I wonder what that development team looks like. Curious. At least the PS5 is getting Marvel's Wolverine as an exclusive, until Sony realizes that it's not making enough money to cover the development costs and decide to lose money on PC as well. It's a great day to be a console gamer. The best part, the PS5 Pro doesn't even have a built-in disc tray. It must be purchased separately for another 80 bucks. And what's that? It also comes with a stand at another additional cost? Looks like Sony is taking a page out of the Apple playbook. Is that the quadruple A gaming that Ubisoft was talking about? With the price that PlayStations are going for now, there's no point in not building a PC. There are actually numerous advantages to doing it instead of shelling out more money to a company that hates you. 1. More titles. All those games you couldn't play before because they were either only on PC or Xbox exclusive, right at your fucking fingertips, either at price or even fucking less with the Keygen site. Yeah, they might be ran by Russian hackers, but at least I don't have to pay full price. 2. The price of playing online is the price of your internet bill. There are no subscription services to be heard of when you want to play with your friends. That was the biggest psyop pushed onto the console gamers, and they're still taking up the back door with no resistance these days. The fact that people still pay for it only proves lukewarm IQ'd individuals are among us and they're allowed to vote. 3. When it comes time to upgrade your PC, all you have to do really is replace your graphics card sometimes. I have a Ryzen 9 and a 3080, and I can still run all games on the market over 60 FPS. I'm chillin'. 4. Speaking of FPS, you'll feel like Neo using his eyes for the first time because games will no longer be locked at 30. Time to walk out of the cave and see sunlight for the first time, my jiggas. 5. No stupid fucking shovelware waste of plastic like console charging stations or crummy console headsets. Instead, you could have shitty plastic mice, shitty plastic keyboards, and shitty PC headsets. And they're better because I said so. 6. PC can run emulators of literally any console. Backwards compatibility does not exist in our repertoire. And last but not least, we got Bloodborne. I'm just saying, do you want to keep getting your taint teased by the Astrobot, or do you want to play some fucking Bloodborne? It's fully playable as of right now. Yeah, there are a few things that need to be smoothed out, but it's a hell of a lot more work than what Sony's doing.
It's my IP to sit on and do nothing with.
If it isn't a demonization of the gamers, the destruction of beloved IPs, shitty remakes, craptastic new titles, or the expectation that people should be removing upwards to $100 for games made by committee for communists, then it's bullshit like this. My roommates have a PS5 that has been sitting untouched downstairs for years. Not only is it useless, but it's an absolute eyesore, and the Pro version makes no effort to change that. It looks like it would fit nicely on a building plan in Dubai. It'll be covered in poop by the end of the week. Mudahar's back on Twitter, by the way. I guess the poop jokes weren't enough to keep him away from all those beheading videos. Follow me on X, by the way. You'd think they'd learned their lesson after having to shut down Concord after 8 years and over $100 million lost. But I'm guessing that's what you'd call a Hail Mary. Everything burns while Nintendo continues to leech off their insanely large consumer base of perpetual children with disposable income. Now they really know how to make good use of a bunch of blood bags. I wonder what they'll blame the poor cells on this time around. Racism? Well, the console's white, so that's a no-go. Bigotry? Don't think so. Gaming's for everyone. On the other side of X, you still have people cursing the name of Anita Sarkeesian to this day, like a soldier who forgot the war is over. Thousands of investors everywhere were played and had no idea why they can't turn a profit in the good old year of 2024. Concord, Kill the Justice League, Star Wars Outlaws, Dustborn, all stellar examples of gamers voting with their wallets. It really is a great feeling. There is no way that these companies can continue at the rate they are before the eggheads in the C-suites realize they aren't making the money that was promised to them. When it was proposed, they dropped millions of dollars into a project where none of the characters are fuckable. Nice, there's a new game set in the Lord of the Rings universe. Okay, no, that makes sense. Honestly, one of the biggest problems we face as gamers and consumers are the gaming propagandists. These guys are able to blatantly show their disdain for the games that people want and run deep for the slop that no one would even buy on a discount. It's actually laughable how badly they want people to buy what they're selling without once thinking to themselves that this product might actually be a steaming pile of dog doo. It's only a matter of time before those journalism companies go under as well. I mean, the only thing keeping them relevant are the YouTubers that make videos covering how retarded they are. Kotaku, Game Radar, The Mary Sue all have a one-way ticket to the shitter and they can't get there fast enough. Can someone tell me when the general consensus became that liberal white women were allowed to shape our spending habits? I thought this was a patriarchy. I'd send them to a kitchen, but you know they're burning the macaroni before drowning their kids in the tub. In the fight to make gaming a safe space for everyone, it became a place for no one at all. Very few AAA games that are out on the market are able to reach an audience that genuinely cares. The best example would be Space Marines 2. That game fucking rocks, but you still have meatheads who are unable to take their eyeballs out of their asses for 2 seconds to actually enjoy the experience before them.
And one more thing I gotta briefly mention is the small amount of wokeness in the game, depending on your definition. Basically, the only left-wing propaganda I noticed while playing this game is the comical amount of diversity. The diversity isn't just the guardsmen, it's also the Space Marines. Now, again, I'm not an expert on the lore, but I understand that Space Marines come from Gene Seed, which comes from their Primarchs, right? Which comes from, ultimately, the Emperor. So why are all these Ultramarines different ethnicities?
Wait till he finds out what the Emperor of Mankind looked like before he turned into a living throne.
Yeah, have faith in your brothers! Yeah! Everyone except him. I sense heresy from this one. He's corrupted. You can see it on his skin.
Remember, people, just because there's diversity in a game, that doesn't necessarily make it woke. It needs to be diverse, have a disproportionate amount of LGBTQ people, have millennial writing, and genuinely just be a shit product with ugly people. The first 3 Gears games weren't woke. The first 3 Halo games weren't woke. The first few Saints Rows definitely weren't woke either. People usually don't care about the skin tone unless it's implemented in a way that makes it clear that it was done to check boxes. The word woke is being thrown around so much, it's starting to lose its meaning. Same thing with incels, same thing with bigot, racist, transphobe, whatever the flip. We need to save certain words in order for them to still have an effect. Back to the topic of video games, good PCs nowadays are surprisingly affordable. The most you'll spend on the PC realistically is the CPU and a graphics card, and every day they get cheaper and cheaper. A case can be like $50 to $100, memory $50 to $100, storage $100 to $200, a motherboard $100 to $200, then the CPU being $100 to $300, and the GPU being $150 to $300. You could pay upwards of $500 for a GPU, but you could get a pretty decent GPU from between the ranges of $200 and $350. It's literally the price of the newest PlayStation plus an extra $300, and you literally have every game ever at your beck and call. It's a no-brainer in my eyes. I know there are some people that either can't afford it or have no space for a setup or just doesn't see the point in a PC, but come on, man. These consoles are moving in that direction anyway. At some point, consoles will cost more than a mid-entry PC. Why limit your playtime with specialized, overpriced hardware when with a PC you're in full control? At this point, if you're still on the fence about PC gaming, you're being willfully ignorant. These gaming companies hate you, and it's up to you to demand better. People still complain because people still care. The death of a franchise is consumer apathy. Look at what happened to Star Wars. There's a good chance the Acolyte could get the good old tax write-off treatment. Volition no longer exists. Dragon Age and BioWare are on its way too, all in search of the modern audience. More and more people are clocking out every day, and it feels like these companies will only take notice once the bigwigs at the top begin to feel the squeeze. Get a PC, Anon. Your online waifu's waiting for you. And those who already have one, time to start playing indie games or crack open the backlog. We're in for the long haul.